Hiya, folks. This is Rick Emmett of Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling in there. Best-selling author Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges of Blaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
Hi, this is Jim Valance.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone.
This is Nothing from Inside the Trojan Horse.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TbT and Ace.
That's us. I'm TbT. That guy over there is Ace. Welcome to episode 159 of the Weekly Pour podcast. Appreciate you guys joining us. It's been an adventurous week full of news. We actually had to cut some stuff for tonight because some of it just wasn't important. If you're in the chat, which a couple of them we'll get to, but if you're in the chat, welcome. We'll see who's in there right now. Nat McBook is in there. Mama TBT's in. If you're watching and you don't plan on talking or whatever, at least say hi. Let us know you're there, whether you're watching on the YouTubes or on the Face of Book. Tonight, full of news. Full of the northern lights that are in southern Indiana, but north on the horizon or something. I don't know what it is. Our pour of the week, which will be featured in about 45 minutes. We've got that on tap as well. But we've got a couple stories that are going to probably be one of the biggest things we talk about over the course of the next couple weeks. One of which, of course, is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that kicked off, and we had that induction ceremony, as well as your Grammy nominations are now out, and it's interesting, very interesting, and we'll get all of those.
It always is.
Yeah, anymore, it seems like it's just, okay, it's almost a guess now, like, who are they going to put in the metal category? Who are they going to put in the rock category? And then we see it, and it's like, are they really rock? Are they really metal?
Right.
We just don't know. But yeah. Because it's the biggest thing right now on the face of the internet. Did you get outside and see the Northern Lights last night?
Here's the problem. You lived where I live.
Correct.
We are surrounded by a forest, and you can't see anything over those hills. And over that horizon, you can't see anything. So we went outside. We saw trees.
Oh, were they pretty?
They were trees in silhouette by the moonlight. So right. Yes.
Well, allegedly, apparently, tonight, you're going to be able to go out see them again by just looking up. Because I guess yesterday they were supposed to be like at horizon level. But this week, or tonight, you look up. And
your photos that you posted were great.
Did I post one? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I did, because I told the lights to go home. They were drunk.
Yes, those were cool. And everyone's was about the same, the same hue, the same red that I was seeing on these photos. That's really neat. They were that consistent.
Yeah, it's some kind of crazy scientific reason why they're red or brown or blue or green or whatever.
Yeah, but twice in my lifetime, within so many months, we're able to see them.
Right.
Here. That's interesting.
I give credit where credit is due. Mrs. TbT took that photo because I wasn't going out to look at them. I lived...
You're like, whatever.
Hey, you know what? I lived in Iceland for a few years, and we got to see them like almost on a nightly basis. I couldn't say daily. So...
You're like, they're annoying. They're too bright. I never could sleep.
Shut those lights off. I can't sleep. Where's the curtains? Yeah. So I didn't go look at them. I will tonight after this show and after everything's done with post-production. I've always wanted to say that. After we're done with that, I'll probably go outside and see if I can see them. I have no doubt that Mrs. TbT will probably run out there at some point over the next hour and be like, they're there. I'll get a text. Next room over,
So,
and I'll get a text. They're outside.
right, that's where they should be.
Yeah, well, but yeah, I'd be a little bit more worried if they were
So,
inside.
are you saying if I'm going to lay a blanket out and lay on the ground on the earth and look up and see these northern lights? Is that it?
I actually expected you to. I expected a selfie of you looking up into the sky.
Then you won't see the lights; you'll just see me in the
I
dark.
don't care about seeing either, really, but yeah.
I'm
So
right here.
you must get Mrs. Ace and go out and lay on a blanket,
Well,
face
we'll see
up,
about that.
so you can see
Right.
the lights.
If it's too late, I'll probably fall asleep out there.
That's very true. Hey, do I have to point out the obvious to you and let you know who is not in the chat right now?
Are you talking about the moderator?
Yeah, fixing to be ex-moderator.
It's either that or Viper.
Well,
Never can tell.
he's in and out. I mean, he's kind of like a hamburger. But yeah, and I just sent her a text and nothing. So whatever. Help wanted. Anybody wants to be a moderator, please contact us, the Weekly Poor Podcast at gmail.com, or you can text us and let us know you're hired, like automatically. Good
Right.
grief.
You just the bar is low.
Is there even a bar? I don't know. Did you get a chance to actually watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No, but I hear it was streaming on Disney Plus, right?
Absolutely. It
Yeah, and
was.
it's about 4 hours long. I heard that.
Yeah.
I did not sit and watch it. I watched a couple of clips before I came in for the show, just to see, the performances a little bit. Most of it was just Soundgarden stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. And I don't know why I'm surprised, but Jim Carrey,
I heard this,
was not who I expected to be the one that inducted Soundgarden. I don't know the history there. I have no idea. I've not done that research, but I was shocked. I was very surprised. But the show was held Saturday in Los Angeles. All of the class was on there, and we've got a list of who was inducted, and then what songs were played by who, because it's the normal thing. You have a band that's inducted, then someone will come in, play their songs, much like any other year, kind of like, when we were talking about when Ozzy was inducted, and that whole, plethora of musicians that were out there to play songs for him. So it was very cool. This year's class is very eclectic. We've said it for a few, ever since we've been doing this. So for the last 4 seasons now, it should not be called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. More like the Music Hall of Fame, which I have no problem with. These artists absolutely deserve their place.
Yeah, this group is different in that it doesn't feel like like you're scratching your head too much. Even with like Outkast or Salt and Pepper, I mean, I'm not scratching my head on them as far as being inducted into a music hall of fame.
No,
at all.
No. Okay, I didn't scratch my head on any of them for a music hall of fame. It's the timing, which we'll get into in a minute, because there's one specific that
I have thoughts too.
Yeah, we'll jump into it. One of the first bands that were inducted was Outkast. Of course, that's the rap duo that began in the 90s. They had Hey Ya, Miss Jackson, Roses. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by Donald Glover, and a medley performance that included Big Boy, Janelle Monáe. Please don't do that again. Doja Cat, Killer Mike, and Sleepy Brown. That was I didn't get to see that whole entire montage, but I do know that Hey Ya was part of that medley. It was pretty good. I'm going to save Bad Company for last. And then I'll save that one. Salt and Pepper, of course. Push It. Let's Talk About Sex and Shoop from their 80s hits. They were inducted by Missy Elliott. And I'm going to tell you, I do not think Missy Elliott ages.
No, no, she doesn't.
Ever. The
She
group
looks good.
Yeah. That group Melody was performed with an appearance by En Vogue. The Salt and Pepper actually played it. Seeing En Vogue was a shock if you can remember them from back in the day.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Of course, Chubby Checker, who had key songs like The Twist, Limbo Rock, and Let's Twist Again.
Yes, who had a gig booked so that he didn't have to go to this.
Yeah.
He did.
I know he did. He was actually inducted by Tribute. And that's not the name of a band.
No. No,
but
he's too busy.
Yeah, he accepted. He did accept remotely through a video feed, but he was not. He was not there. Of course, Joe Cocker, who's the English singer who began releasing records back in the '60s and then died in 2014. Some of his hit songs included "You're So Beautiful," "Up Where We Belong," and of course, "With a Little Help from My Friends." This one I didn't know was going to happen, but he was inducted by Bryan Adams, which was very cool.
That makes sense.
It does. It does. The medley that was performed for Joe Cocker included Teddy Swims, the Tedeschi Trucks Band, along with Bryan Adams, Cyndi Lauper, Chris Robinson, of course, from the Black Crowes, Nathaniel Rateliff, and they all took the stage for a rendition of "With a Little Help from My Friends."
I would watch that one. I haven't seen it, but I would watch it. Bryan Adams inducting them. There's a little history there because Bryan Adams wrote, I think it was like Joe Cocker's last big hit, "When the Night Comes." Bryan Adams and our friend Jim Valance, who was on the show, and I think I even mentioned that to him at the end of the show. We talked about it, but there's a little history there, so that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. American singer-songwriter Warren Zevon, who began releasing records in the 1970s, of course, passing in 2003. His key songs were "Keep Me in Your Heart," "Lawyers, Guns, and Money," and "Werewolves of London."
Yeah, I love this guy. I love Warren Zevon. Should have went in a long time ago, and you are already hitting on a theme.
Correct. And there's a reason for
theme.
that. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame by David Letterman, honored with a performance by the Killers. Very, very surprised once again to see David Letterman there. It was great. He did an awesome job.
You know Letterman's history with Zevon, right?
Correct.
Right. He basically gave him carte blanche to come on the show whenever he wanted.
Yeah.
They were such good friends and gave him an entire show to perform and be a guest when it was announced that he had lung cancer and he was terminal, basically.
Yeah.
And if you want to see a poignant performance by an artist, watch Warren Zevon perform his last show on David Letterman, and just think this guy knows that he's going to pass, and it's just a brilliant, poignant performance.
It absolutely is. I'm not going to go through every single one of them because I don't think some of our listeners would actually know who they are. One of the others, before I get to the bigger ones, the bigger names, Carol Kay, and I think this is important because she's an American session musician who played on scores of hits starting in the 50s, primarily on bass. And I want you guys to focus on that part. She started in the 50s. Okay. It's 2025 right now. Just start doing the math. Natalie, use your toes. Key songs that she was involved with were "Good Vibrations" from the Beach Boys, "These Boots Are Made for Walking" from Nancy Sinatra, and "The Way We Were" with Barbra Streisand. Not big hits of today, but certainly huge, huge songs from back in the day.
Right.
And for a session musician to be in this eclectic group was great.
Well, and there's actually two, right? This Nicky Hopkins
Right.
is a session musician, and I think that's important to note that those people are getting credit because I think they deserve some credit.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a career that covers a lot of big hits like this.
Absolutely. Nicky Hopkins, the one that you just mentioned, an English session musician. She played keyboards on dozens of hits, starting back, I'm going to say this again, in the 60s.
Right.
She passed away in 1994. Some of the key songs that she was involved with includes Revolution from the Beatles, You Are So Beautiful from Cocker, and one of my all-time favorite songs from the Rolling Stones, Sympathy for the Devil, of course, remade by Guns N' Roses. Just think about that, though, that these people were involved in some of the biggest hits of the day, and some of which are still doing great today.
Right. And can you imagine getting that call? Like, you never expect as a session player to ever be getting a call from the hall saying you're
Sure.
going to be inducted. But that had to be a huge thrill. For the family of these people. I think Carol Kay is still alive, I believe.
I believe she is, yeah. American music producer and executive, starting from back in the 70s, Lenny Waronker. Key songs from artists he produced or signed included Ricky Lee Jones, Chuck E's In Love, REM's Losing My Religion, and one of the all-time greatest albums of all time, Purple Rain from Prince. He was inducted via video tribute, just as the other two that I've mentioned has as well. And rounding out, before we get to the, I guess, upper echelon, Tom Bell, an American music producer and songwriter who started in the 60s, passed away in 2022, 3 years ago. Some of the key songs that he had were The Rubber Band Man by the Spinners, You Make Me Feel Brand New from the Stylistics, and La La Means I Love You from the Delphonics. Not familiar with those, however, obviously good enough to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So congrats to them. Some of the larger names that we will get into, we've already talked about Outkast. I'm saving them for this band for last. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this one. American rock and roll band that began in the 1990s.
Yep.
With songs that include Seven Nation Army, Doorbell, and We're Going to Be Friends. The White Stripes were inducted by Iggy Pop. And a tribute performance was conducted by Feist, 21 Pilots, and Olivia Rodrigo. It is key to me. I have nothing against the White Stripes. I was not a huge fan of theirs. But what bothers me, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole now. Has their contribution to rock music beginning in the 90s been so significant that they already belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when you consider the bands that have been waiting for years? I'm not going to name any of them. Styx.
Decades.
Who are still performing.
Right.
And not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is nothing against the White Stripes. They're not the ones that made the decision to be inducted. It's the committee. It's whatever. Remember that an artist becomes eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 25 years after their first music release. So there's a lot of bands of today that we still see on tour that are eligible. Metallica being one of them. However, the White Stripes began in 1990.
So they wasted no time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Styx began, as you were saying,
1890.
Close. Closer to the late 60s, early 70s.
Right.
Yeah, and not even a whiff about hearing them getting inducted.
No.
Not a whiff, and I don't know why. I don't know why. We're slowly getting 70s bands, slowly. But I don't know why Styx never gets mentioned.
I don't either. And it's irritating. Again, nothing against the White Stripes. If they happen to listen, love you guys. But it's the committee. I don't understand them. I do not understand them. 80s. Cyndi Lauper, American singer and songwriter, who began her career in the early 80s. Of course, key songs with Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Time After Time, True Colors. I mean, you can go on and on and on with all the stuff that she's put out. Also a member of USA for Africa for part of the We Are the World stuff. I mean, she's had a career that's just been ridiculous. She was inducted by Chapel Rowan, and then Cyndi Lauper performed a medley of her own hits, including duets with Ray, Salt and Pepper, and my dear happiness of Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, and I watched that.
I
That
paused
was really
it.
good. You what?
I paused it.
You paused it?
Yeah.
I watched it.
Cyndi looks the same. You know, she sounds the same. She's just, for me, she's just one of those iconic singers, vocalists, performers. She is a performer, not just a vocalist. You know what I mean? She is she's a performer. So it was good to see her.
Well, and it's good that now she, after that, she can be taken seriously at some point. I think when she first came out with the outrageous look in the it'd be what, 83 or 84, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that outrageous look, you were looking at the surface.
Oh,
and you weren't listening, and you had that bouncy Girls Just Want to Have Fun song. But beyond that, like you mentioned these hits, Time After Time and True Colors, and a plethora of other Money. I love Money Changes Everything. Love that song. And
Exactly.
there's a little more to her. And if you just listen to the vocals, her vocals are just spectacular.
Yeah. Formed in 1984 with hit songs that included Black Hole Sun, Fell on Black Days, and Outshined, Soundgarden, who was inducted by Jim Carrey. Surviving Soundgarden members performed with Taylor Momsen, who actually starred with Jim Carrey in The Grinch. Anyway, the Soundgarden members performed with Taylor Momsen and Brandy Carlisle, who took place of the late vocalist Chris Cornell. And Chris Cornell's daughter, Toni, also performed a song with Nancy Wilson. The apple did not fall far from that tree. She sounded fantastic.
You thought so? I didn't get to see her perform Toni, but I think that was the question was, can she sing as well? And I didn't know. So it's nice to hear she can.
I don't know if it's as well, but it was certainly good. Still surprised. I told you before we even went on the air, I wasn't expecting Jim Carrey. And maybe people already knew that was happening, but I didn't follow the pre-story before the airing of the freaking show. But Jim Carrey was not who I was expecting.
And neither one of us has bothered to look this up, have we?
No, not at all. And of course, rounding out the Hall of Fame induction ceremony was finally getting their place where they belong. The English rock band that was formed in the 70s with key songs like Feel Like Making Love, Can't Get Enough, and Bad Company. The band, Bad Company, who is inducted by Mick Fleetwood. Simon Kirke, the Bad Company drummer, was joined by Nancy Wilson of Heart, Joe Perry of Aerosmith, and Chris Robinson of the Black Crowes to run through some songs. And that was a really good performance. And if you haven't seen that, that's definitely one worth checking out.
Yeah, and of course, not there was Paul Rogers,
Right.
who we talked about last week, announcing that he wouldn't make the trip, not because he couldn't sing or perform, but the stressors of everything else. He had what 11 mini strokes and 2 major strokes.
Yeah.
So his health is a bit fragile. I saw a YouTube commenter. It does a show similar to what we do. Kind of not understanding why he would not be there, because it's just singing, and you sing these songs for so long, and all you got to do is show up. There's a lot to this, and if you're in frail health, you got to fly there. You got to get to the venue. You are there all day. We talked about it last week. You're there all day. You've got to rehearse, perform, all these things. There's a lot to it, and if you're not in good health, I don't think Paul Rogers was not wanting to be there for any other reason.
If you
If
want to
he's
know
in,
what goes through it, then just watch the Ozzy documentary when Ozzy had to go through the same thing. He almost didn't make it.
yeah, you talked about that. Like, he almost literally didn't make it,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and couldn't even stand up. He was sitting in a chair off to the side.
Yeah.
So I don't blame Paul Rogers at all for not being there. I blame the hall and the committee for waiting decades.
Right.
20 years. If they had just done this 20 years earlier, you would have had Mick Rouse there, Simon Kirke, and Paul Rogers,
Right.
and they could have performed. There's also a strange, like, who decides what band members get in? Because it seems to be different for every case, right?
Yeah.
Because so the original Bad Company gets in, as they deserve. But one person's not even mentioned, and I don't know if you know where I'm going with this,
I
but
do.
Okay, Brian Howe was the singer in Bad Company after Paul Rogers for
Right.
9 years, 4 records, and these weren't just records you forgot about. There were hit singles off those records.
Yeah.
These weren't just throwaways.
This
And
wasn't
not
like
even
Gary Sharon in Van Halen.
which people don't even think about, whether you like the album or not. No one thinks about it. Nothing against Gary. But and I've got a song in my head now that how about that? I'm listening, hearing it in my head right now. That was a big hit. That was an MTV hit. They co-headlined with Damn Yankees when Damn Yankees came out with their debut record.
Was that 89, 90?
Yeah, it'd been 1990. They I think they did it twice. Co-headline. I think because I know I saw them at least once on that tour.
Right.
With Brian Howe, who's an amazing singer and not a mention. And his family released a statement expressing their disappointment that Brian wasn't even mentioned or inducted. So it's kind of a shame, really, because this wasn't a guy that just did a record and that was that. He was there almost a decade and kept Bad Company afloat until they get back with Paul Rogers and start recording. And there is actually another singer. Did you know that? I think it's after Brian Howe.
It's after him.
Yes, and I can't even remember his name or the record.
That was also Gary Sharon.
Right. I can't remember his name, but he did one record, and then that's that, and no one cared.
Yeah.
But this guy was in there a long time, a significant amount of time, and actually did something with them.
Yeah, it wasn't like just just a couple year, we'll move back on. I mean, 9 years is significant.
And I get it. You can't begin to put every member of every band. Some of these bands have histories that are as long as your arm with members.
Yeah.
But when you call people a member, that doesn't mean that they're actually in the band. Some people are just session players, sidemen, whatever. Brian Howe was there.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Session players still get their opportunity as well.
Yes. Apparently.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the subject of awards, we're just going to go straight into the Grammys. The Grammy Awards finally listed their entire nominations for next year. Of course, the rock and metal categories are always, I don't know, controversial, something to think about, something to talk about. So who are we to keep you from knowing those nominations? So which rock metal artists were nominated for those 2026 Grammy Awards? Here you go. For Best Rock Song, As Alive as You Need to Be, As Alive as You Need Me to Be, from 9 Inch Nails. Glum, from Hayley Williams. Never Enough, from Turnstile. Zombie, from Youngblood.
Good one.
And Caramel, from Sleep Token.
Very good one.
Outstanding. So that's I don't know who Turnstile is. Do I know who Turnstile is?
I don't.
I'm adding that to my list to listen to as soon as we're done. I should have done it beforehand.
I always find that interesting when we read these lists, and last year, I think last year was even worse with bands that you and I didn't know.
We were like, what? In the Best Rock Performance category, we have Never Enough, again, Turnstile. We have the Emptiness Machine from Linkin Park. You Should Not Be Doing That. Amyl and the Sniffers.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is that what they do? That's what they do? They sniff?
I don't know. That's two now that I have to look up. And this one I am really excited about. I'm hoping that they can pull off the win. I say they because it's more than just one person. The performance from Villa Park of the song Changes, that was Youngblood featuring Nuno Betancourt, Frank Bello, Adam Wakeman, and 2 from Sleep Token.
Yeah. Out of so many performances that day, this is still the one that gets all the buzz.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it stood out. And this is a song that was not a hit for Black Sabbath at all. When I heard him playing it, I'm like, wow, who pulled the deep track out? Oh,
Right.
Youngblood. And
what?
Right. He has turned that deep track into kind of a hit.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
You failed to mention Mirazepine or something by Hayley Williams.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Mirtazapine.
So I don't know that one.
From Hayley. I mean, I know who Hayley Williams is. I just don't think I've heard that song.
Is she doing rock now or?
Yeah. Apparently. I mean, obviously it's the rock category.
Well, okay. That's all it needs to be, right? in the category.
That explains it. Best rock album. This is not metal. This is rock. Best rock album. Private Music from the Deftones. Great album, by the way. I Quit from Haim.
Oh, that's Corey Haim, correct?
No. From Zero, Linkin Park.
His tail off.
Yeah, he's a monster guitar player. From Zero, from Linkin Park. Never Enough, again, Turnstile. And Idols from Youngblood.
Which is actually a really good record.
My prediction, toss-up between the Deftones and Youngblood.
You think are you talking about your opinion, or that's how this will go?
Just my opinion. Who knows?
The Linkin Park album From Zero still carries some weight.
It does,
because that was just such a huge moment when they announced they were coming back, putting this record out. So yeah, actually that's not a. I don't know the Haim record or Turnstile, but the other three I'm familiar with.
Right,
and it's not a bad group.
It's not. That'll be good. There's some social media posts out there of Youngblood watching the announcements of the nominations, and it was pretty cool. it's kind of cool to see his reaction to these nominations. That was kind of neat. It was kind of, family thing. He called his mom and let her know. I would call my mom if I got nominated for a Grammy, because that's next to impossible.
Or if you pick up the phone.
Oh, she'd answer for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or butt dial me. In best metal performance, this will be the last one we talk about because I don't care about any of those other things. Best metal performance. I don't even know where to start. We'll start with Soft Spine from Spirit Box. Birds. Once again, Turnstile.
Metal and rock.
That's what I was getting ready to say, who's representing both metal and rock. Lacrima, probably pronouncing that wrong because I don't know French. Ghost. Night Terror from Dream Theater, which I love the fact that they're nominated.
Yeah.
But my vote is going to Emergence from Sleep Token.
This is interesting to me because the Ghost record was a big record.
Right.
It was a number one in that number one spot before Sleep Tokens came out.
Yeah.
And we talked about that because it was almost consecutive weeks where we're switching out rock bands for top spot, right? And this is their only nomination. But my gosh, Turnstile must be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it. I just don't know it.
Not until I hear it. I will say that best alternative music performance also includes Turnstile.
I just saw that.
So
they cover all genres.
Yes. Apparently they're also doing country music. No, never mind. They're not. Well,
that's AI.
That's another story. But yeah, it's a good list. That'll be interesting to see. That show is going to be, this is the 68th Grammy Awards. It'll take place on Sunday, February 1st at the Crypto.com Arena in LA. I'm sure it'll probably be on Disney, just like everything else, or ESPN. So if it's on ESPN and you have Disney, you won't be able to watch it.
No.
Is that how it works right now?
Isn't it funny that you can't get the Disney ESPN stuff on your YouTube TV if you have YouTube TV?
Is your ass squeaking?
No, that is Kiefer.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
I'm out of reach to get the toy. But don't you find it peculiar that they're in this contract fight for more money? Because that's what Disney ESPN always wants, is because they charge the most of any cable channel, and they want more. But they do this at a time that they're already launching as well their app, the ESPN Plus app, and it's all got all the stuff. And for $30 more, just come over here and you can watch Monday Night Football. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's all. Just 30.
It's all. I think it's suspicious, and I think it's ridiculous.
I do too.
I just
want to watch. Are you done? Are you okay?
Well, I just want to watch Monday Night Football sometimes, but not the last couple Mondays.
Right. Speaking of music that may end up with a Grammy nomination at some point, we have official date for the release of a new debut single from Stanley Simmons, who actually is the son of Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. Sons, not the same son. They didn't, Nick Simmons and Evan Stanley, the sons of Kiss stars Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, have announced that they will. What did you do? They will release their debut single as Stanley Simmons on December 5th. The duo have basically been posting videos of themselves harmonizing on famous songs like The Sound of Silence and Take It Easy, of course, from the Eagles. So they planned originally, I guess, to just work on a song together. That has quickly turned into an entire album. They've shared a live home performance. They're all over TikTok. Like, you want to see some of the stuff they're working on, watch. But you may be surprised at what you hear. This ain't metal.
I was going to say, what's this going to sound like?
Right.
Because they're putting out some folky, country folky vibes.
Yep.
With the songs they're picking to perform. One, they can harmonize with them so nicely on, acoustically on TikTok. But
yeah,
and Evan Stanley is already in a rock metal band. Amber Wild. If you don't know Amber Wild, check them out. They're really good.
Really good.
They opened for Kiss on the farewell tour, the last farewell tour.
Right.
Really good band. So it makes sense he would want to do something different. So I don't know whose idea this was, but they do perform well together.
Yeah. So the name of the single is going to be Body Down. That will be released on December 5th. Be sure to watch out for that. Go follow the guys on TikTok because, I mean, good grief, that's where you can find all kinds of new artists. As a matter of fact, it's actually where I found our Pour of the Week for this week. And they sound good. I'm going to give it to them. Their harmonies and everything, they sound good. They are definitely not Kiss.
And they don't want to be.
Yeah, there was an interview that I read where they were like, no, I don't want to be, Paul Jr. or Baby Ace or, whatever it was, Baby Star
Baby
Child.
Stanley.
Yeah. They want to stand on their own, which is great. If you ever watched Gene Simmons' reality show, of course, you got to see Nick on there all the time. He's like 8 feet tall now.
Sophie's in the videos as well, right? She was in some of the TikToks I saw. I don't know that she's involved in the single, but they did have her, performing with them a couple times.
Yeah, I don't think she is, but who knows? But very cool for them. It's actually good to see the offspring of rock artists, that we've been beloved artists of ours for years and years and years. To see them, doing something, so that's very cool. Speaking of being cool, if you really want to be super cool, you can own a guitar from Metallica that has been put up for auction to raise money for a charity. And the guitar in question that Metallica has put up is the guitar that he used during the band's performance of Black Sabbath's Hole in the Sky at the Back to the Beginning festival, where they played, of course, tribute to Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. I went to the link, and if you want to bid on it right now, let me hit refresh because I'm sure the price has changed.
Right.
Kirk Hammett's guitar is currently going for $17,000. It is easily the number one guitar on here, and there are 15 different guitars, some of which have been signed by Jonas Brothers, Charlie Puth, All American Rejects. The one for the Jonas Brothers you can jump on right now. There's only been 2 bids. Its current bid is at $600. Hailstorm.
I've got one. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a Hailstorm signed Kramer guitar. It's sitting at $1,750. But yeah, if you want the link, let us know. We'll send it to you. If not, don't bother.
I've got one someone sent me today that's on Marketplace. You can buy an Ace Frehley personally owned Gibson Les Paul custom number 7 Kiss guitar. You ready for the price?
Yes.
$65,000.
Fantastic. When are you getting it?
Tomorrow. It's shipping.
That's fantastic.
It's beautiful. Beautiful guitar.
I bet it is. Wait, it's on Facebook Marketplace?
It's on Marketplace. So think about that. Are your suspicions raised
trying
yet?
to.
So my first thought was, is it a personally owned Ace Frehley guitar or is it a signature guitar? I haven't looked up, but I don't think a signature guitar would go for that much.
I don't know. That's odd.
Maybe
we'll say we'll buy it and then we'll go meet them. How about that? You and I.
Well, and who is already selling off merch?
Well, where's it at? Do you know? Like, is it in California? Is it in Kentucky? West Virginia?
Let me see here.
I'm stereotyping, aren't I? I shouldn't.
I am very suspicious because it is up the road.
Shut the front door.
Up the road in Greenwood, Indiana.
Insane. You know what else is insane?
What's that?
Our pour of the week.
Ah, yes, they are.
Are you ready for this?
I am. I've been ready.
Let's do it.
It's time for your Pour of the Week, brought to you by Petty's Pour Decisions. If you're after skillfully catered liquid courage, Petty's Pour Decisions has you covered. Michigan's Abigail's Asylum crafts a unique metal experience, blending the raw energy of 90s and 2000s new metal with modern techniques. More than a band, they present an immersive horror mystery where each song is a chapter, feeding listeners clues to solve the disappearance of a girl named Abigail. With vocal influences like OTEP and instrumentals reminiscent of Slipknot and Sleep Token, they drag you into a dark universe of puzzles and lore, asking the central question, what happened to Abigail? Abigail's Asylum is a musical experience unlike anything you have seen before. It's not just a band that holds your attention, it drags you into its universe whether you want it to or not. From just merely listening to the songs, you are a part of the world, story, and mystery. Your role is entirely up to you and how you want to interact with the music, thus making it an immersive horror mystery puzzle in the form of music. Delve into the mystery, descend into its dark and twisted themes, and join them in the asylum. This is Abigail's Asylum, your Pour of the Week from the Weekly Pour podcast with TbT and Ace. Craving a bar that rages as hard as your mosh pit? Petty's Pour Decisions rolls in with a mobile bar that slays weddings, parties, and epic events. Custom cocktails, killer service, no lame excuses. Why settle for weak vibes when you can crank it to 11? Head to Petty's Pour Decisions on Facebook and ignite your next gig. Pour Decisions never rocked this hard.
Abigail's Asylum. Holy crap.
That's
wow.
Very aggressive music.
It's
And
intense.
Yeah, it's very intense. And what's cool about it also is that not only the lyrical content immersing you in a mystery that you have to, if you want to, piece together through the music, but the vocals are spot on.
Oh, yeah. And talking to the band, we were able to figure out that what you can see right now, that's just the beginning. There's so much more to come on this. So check them out, Abigail's Asylum. Go see their socials. All of their stuff is tagged on our episode description. They're very active on TikTok. They've got plenty of videos on YouTube, their Instagram, and of course their website. They've got some merch. Check them out. They're awesome, fantastic. They are new. And if a new band is going to come out sounding like this, bring it on. Bring it on. Because they're fantastic. And give them mad props. Another female vocalist-led band. I love it.
Another one who has such an edge to her vocal that, we talked about the Cookie Monster vocal. This is on the brink of that, but never crosses over, and I like that.
Yeah,
I'm not the biggest fan of the growly Cookie Monster stuff, and she doesn't do that.
No, she sounds fantastic. I already have a podcaster crush.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Lead singer's name is Ashton. Phenomenal vocals. Be sure to check them out because I do not think you'll be disappointed. As we continue on with our last bit of stories, this is one story that we could have talked about a month ago, a few weeks ago, whatever, and I just didn't. But now I feel we have to, because 2 premiere shows sold out in an hour, and now a third now sold out show, and a fourth show that I don't think's quite sold out yet has been added to two people that I would not expect to be together. This tour is called Welcome to Our Nightmare. Of course, Alice Cooper, dead giveaway.
Right.
And Criss Angel. Yeah, that Criss Angel.
The Mind Freak.
Did
you watch the trailer?
No.
There's a trailer for this.
You're telling me I need to?
You need to. It's intense. If the trailer's any indication of what they're going to do, melding Alice Cooper's music with the mirage and magic of Criss Angel,
right?
It's some brilliant stuff.
Alice
has got the full band there, so it's a full band performance.
Yeah,
with Criss Angel hanging on hooks and being impaled and all the things he does,
and walking through the Great Wall in China while the show is in Vegas.
Right?
I don't know. Maybe not. This is what they're calling this is an unprecedented 90-minute revolutionary concert spectacle of magic, music, and mayhem. Additionally, fans can take advantage of exclusive ticket add-ons, of course, including a number of limited Ultimate VIP experiences with an up-close and personal backstage meeting with Alice and Criss, and a Nightmare collectible package. Those are just two that
I think they go. I think it goes well together.
Oh, it does. Not on my bingo card. What two people do you see playing together on a tour? Alice Cooper and Criss Angel? No.
Now, is this? I didn't look at what. Do you have the dates up? Are these? Is it a tour? Or are they staying in Vegas?
It's Vegas, but it's being called a just additional dates. Welcome to my nightmare. It is. They will play in the Criss Angel Theater at Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino. Yeah, March 6th through the 8th, and April 3rd through the 4th, and May 22nd through 23rd at 7 p.m. Tickets will be on sale Friday, November 14th.
So there's a lot of shows that come through Vegas that are just top-notch stuff. You know, Hagar had his residency. Aerosmith had one briefly. You got the Sphere and everyone that performs there.
Yeah.
But this one, you know, and I'd like to see all of them, but this one, man, I would almost plan a trip today to see this.
Okay. Well, you can do that in about 8 minutes. You can go
Excellent.
Plan your trip.
I can't afford it.
Okay.
You know
speaking of not being able to afford it, you may not be able to afford these tickets either. If you've not heard, it's time to stop believing.
We'll see.
Journey is announcing plans to hang it up after a farewell tour. An exact end date has not been announced, but the veteran group will mark the beginning of the end by embarking next year, 2026, on what is billed as the first leg of their final outing. This first leg consists of 60, that's 60 dates scheduled in North American arenas from late February through early July. They are packing them in with a number of them being every other day. Not back to back, but just every other day. There's a few back to backs, but holy moly.
Well, Jonathan Cain announced a few weeks ago that he was hanging it up in about 2 years.
Right.
So this is on the heels of that. I could see that being part of the decision. Yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And Neil has come out and said he's not stopping making music. He's got lots of things planned that he wants to do. It's just not going to be Journey. But nothing ever ends. Bands never go away.
No.
I don't know. We'll see. Just never say never. But right now, it's a farewell tour.
Yeah, 60 different dates. Starts off in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and then ends, as of right now, July 2nd in Laredo, Texas. Tons of other dates in there all over the country. There's 2 close to us. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check out those dates. Getting into our last and final story, leave it to country music to do this. But for the first time in history, all right, you guys are all a part of it now. For the first time in history, the number 1 country song in the digital sales category on the Billboard charts is AI generated. That's right. No people, AI. The name of the song is Walk My Walk by Breaking Rust. Currently holds the honor despite not being attached to any human artist. Not much information is available about the musician beyond the bio on Linktree that says music for the fighters and the dreamers. Breaking Rust, the band, whatever you want to call them, has more than 39,000 followers on Instagram, and the profile basically just includes videos and stills of a man in a cowboy hat standing in the rain, because nothing tells you you're more country than being a man standing in a cowboy hat, well, standing in the rain wearing a cowboy hat. I don't think I like this.
This is not the first.
It's the first number 1.
Hang on. There's one that's a pop song that came out just recently. And I don't know if it went to number 1, but it charted.
Definitely didn't go number 1.
It's AI generated. And of course, I type it in and it brings up Breaking Rust, Walk My Walk. But there's been a few. And we're going to see more of this.
I don't like it.
I don't either. And I haven't heard the song. I don't know what effort that they had to put into this.
I listened to it.
Did you? Okay.
I did. You listened to it, and honest to goodness, if you did not know, I didn't listen to it until after I knew it was AI. If you're listening to it, you're not going to know. You have no idea. You're like, oh man, I wonder who this is. And then you look them up, and there's a mystery because there's no person associated with it. Okay, this is the same kind of mystery that you get with Slipknot, you get with Sleep Token. But the difference is you can see people, masks or no masks, whatever. It's still people. If you listen to that song, you have no idea that it's AI. And it's disturbing. Because think about this. This is Spotify. Think of something like Spotify, who has to pay royalties to artists.
Not now.
Right. If Spotify could create this AI, put out songs and people like it, they're reaping the rewards and the benefits of that, keeping that money, not having to pay an artist. To me, it's the cheap way out. But then again, I thought cell phones were the cheap way out.
Okay. Here, Xania Monet is the pop artist I'm thinking of that is AI generated. The single, How Was I Supposed to Know, hit number 30 on the Billboard R&B airplay chart. And then topped the R&B digital song sales. Topped digital song sales. I was like you. I listened to it. And when you listen to it, you are blown away by how good it is.
Yeah.
So I'm like you. I don't like it. But I think we're going to see more of this. But someone's got to get paid somewhere.
Yeah, the creator of it. But if you're Spotify and you've got AI creators that will create this for you,
exactly,
you're paying your people.
Right, and they're not making near what you would pay in royalties.
Right. I firmly believe that AI has its place. I first one to admit we use AI for a lot of our graphics because it helps.
Great. It's a great tool.
You and I are not graphic artists.
No.
And I'm not going to pay somebody to make these different things for us. I would rather us be able to make them the way we
right.
make them.
And you don't have to have a program. Like you would have to buy a program and learn how to use the program. And now you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Right. And you don't have to do that now with AI. And
Yeah.
I'm like you. It's a tool to enhance your life.
Yeah.
But I don't know about making total. I don't even know if did they write the lyrics. The person
the
behind
AI probably did.
Well, the person behind the Xania Monet has claimed that they wrote their own lyrics. These are their lyrics set to AI music.
I would call BS on that. Just me personally.
Because you don't have to. You can tell it what to do.
Yeah. Write me a song about the Northern Lights coming to Southern Indiana.
In this style, with this type of voice, that all that stuff. Give it this certain beat, this certain this, that, and the other, and you have a hit song.
I want it to sound reminiscent of a mixture between Hailstorm and Metallica.
Right.
Metallistorm.
Let's do that.
Okay, I'll do that when we're done. But yeah, it's crazy to think that that AI is making this much of an impact to where it gets to be number one on Billboard's country digital song sales chart, and it doesn't stop there.
This is the other problem too, is that AI is taught how to do things. How do you teach it? You're using real life people. You're using Mariah Carey. You're using Lizzie Hale, James Hetfield, those voices, and you're putting them into this algorithm, and so it learns how to mimic that stuff. It may not, it doesn't have to be exact. It's in the vein of this person. And then you're like, wow, that sounds a lot like Beyonce, but it's not quite Beyonce.
Yeah.
But it could be.
I don't like it.
And then Beyonce doesn't get anything for it.
Yeah, which that I do like. So yeah. I'm sure this will not be the first. Well, actually, it was the first, but it's definitely not going to be the last time that we talk about an AI song. We've reached the end of our stretch for this week. We appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Appreciate everybody that's listening. Do us a favor if you guys think about this. If you happen to listen to this while you're driving to work or you're giving your cat a bath or something, and it's on Apple or whatever, leave us a review. 5 stars only. We don't accept 4s or 3s, so only 5 stars. Leave those for us. Leave a review. Help us get the word out. Again, don't forget about Abigail's Asylum, this week's Pour of the Week. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week. And just think, the week after that, Turkey Day.
Thanksgiving.
The same difference.
No.
Yeah, I'll be thankful for like deviled eggs.
Right?
Yeah. What about cranberry sauce that's in the shape of a can?